the Rec-Tek 4-foot foosball table. Welcome to this assembly guide video for your Rec-Tek foosball table. This guide will help you navigate your instruction manual, help you identify the parts in your kit, and you may wish to play and pause this video while you build your table, as we show you the assembly step by step. After opening the packaging, you'll find your instruction manual. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the product, the parts, and the dimensions of the fully assembled table to ensure you have enough space in which to work. You should take a moment to remove the playfield from the packaging and inspect it for flaws. Your game playfield is the only part not replaceable in your Rec-Tek foosball table. We recommend that you lay out all your parts as listed in the instruction manual. This will make assembly easier to follow. This will also give you a chance to inspect contents of your kit and ensure that all parts are accounted for. Step 1. For this step, you will need one side panel and both end panels, as well as 4 large bolts and 4 washers. Please note that we are constructing the tabletop upside down, and your parts should be laid out as such for assembly. Take one of the end panels and line it up with the corresponding bolt holes on the side panel. Push a large bolt into each hole and tighten the panels together using the Allen key provided. Repeat this process for the other end. Step 2. For this step, you will need your assembly from step 1 and your playfield. Take your playfield and gently guide it face down into the groove. Step 3. For this step, you will need your assembly from step 2, the final side panel, 4 large bolts, and 4 washers. Take the remaining side panel and attach it to the end panel, like in step 1. Step 4. For this step, you will need your assembly from step 3, 2 support beams, and 4 large screws. Take your support beams and line them up with the screw holes above the underside of the playfield. Secure the beams through the side panels using the large screws. Step 5. For this step, you will need the assembly from step 4 and 3 AAA batteries. Locate the battery box and unscrew the cover. Insert your AAA batteries and re-secure the cover. Untangle and identify the gray and black cables at the opposite end of the table. Attach the gray cable to the battery box as shown. Then guide the black cable into the battery box as shown. Use the pre-installed cable clips to keep the cables safe and neat. Step 6. For this step, you will need 2 left end legs, 2 right end legs, 2 leg end panels, 4 leg levelers, and 12 small screws. Lay out a left and right leg on either side of the leg end panel. Rest the end panel on the bracket of each leg as shown, and secure with screws. And then repeat for the other end. Lift the assembly and screw leg levelers into the base of each leg. This can later be adjusted to compensate for any uneven floor. For this step, you will need your 2 leg assemblies, your table assembly, 12 large bolts, and 12 washers. With your tabletop assembly laying face down, take your leg assembly and place it as shown with the bolt holes matching those on the table. Secure it in place with bolts and tighten it with your Allen key. Repeat for both sides and repeat the entire process for the other end of the table. Step 8. Without leaning the table on its legs, flip the entire assembly upright. Step 9. For this step, you will need your table assembly. 2 rods with 2 player slots, 4 rods with 3 player slots, 2 rods with 5-player slots, 13 red players, 13 white players, 16 molded rod washers, 16 rod bumpers. Before you begin this step, familiarize yourself with the finished table in this diagram. The hole at the end of each rod designates the handle location on that rod. Working from left to right, the poles should be laid out, ready to assemble as follows. 1 rod with 3-player slots, with the handle end closest. 1 rod with 2-player slots, with the handle end closest. 1 rod with 3-player slots, with the handle end furthest away. 1 rod with 5-player slots, with the handle end closest. 1 rod with 5-player slots, with the handle end furthest away. 1 rod with 3-player slots, with the handle end closest. 1 rod with 2-player slots, with the handle end furthest away. 1 rod with 3-player slots, with the handle end furthest away. The color arrangement of poles is as follows: 3 red, 2 red, 3 white, 5 red, 5 white, 3 red, 2 white, 3 white. For each rod, slide 1 rod bumper, followed by 1 rod washer. Then slide the appropriate number of players for each rod. Make sure they are facing the correct direction. Then slide on a rod washer, followed by a rod bumper. Slide one end of the completed rod into the rod holder. Then gently lower the other end to install the rod completely. Repeat this process for all rods. Ensure player is facing the correct way and place the nut in its back. Make sure the bolt is flushed and placed perfectly into its fitting. Holding the nut, secure it into place using a small bolt and tighten. Repeat for all remaining players. Step 11. For this step, you will need your table assembly, 8 rod handles, and 8 rod caps. Handles must be attached with the small holes towards the end of the shaft. Simply slide a handle onto each of these poles until they feel secure. You'll find this step easier if you lubricate the pole slightly. Dish soap works perfectly. Then attach a rod cap onto the end of all remaining rods. At the end of the table, you'll find the on-off switch and the reset button. When you flick the power switch to on, the table LED lights will activate to indicate the table is on. Each time you score a goal, the LEDs will flash and an additional light will remain lit, indicating the score. To reset your table ready for a new game, press the reset button. The lights will reset and you're ready to play again. The Rec-Tek 4-foot foosball table. Have fun!